Hello everyone. In last video, we have discussed about different types of leaves present in angiospermic plant. Okay, on the basis of incision or number of incision, the leaves of angiospermic plant is divided into two main types. Okay, that is simple leaf and compound leaf. So, in last lecture, we have discussed in detail about the first type of leaf, which is simple leaf, and second type is compound leaf. Both these type of leaf are on the basis of number of incision or number of cut which is present in the lamina or leaf blade. Okay, suppose a leaf of angiospermic plant is intact, it do not have any type of cut on the margin of the lamina. In that case, it is called as simple leaf. Okay, and then we have also studied the different example of simple leaf which include pineapple, then mango, papaya, okay, and when the leaf of the angiospermic plant have incision or the cut, and due to the incision, leaf get divided into number of different type of small segment. The segment called as leaf blade or pinny or leaflets, and such leaf is called as compound leaf. Now, compound leaf is again subdivided into two types, that is, first is pinnately compound and second is palmately compound. In last video, we have discussed in detail about the basic concept of pinnately and palmately compound leaf. If the incision take place in the leaf which is unicoasted, that means the leaf have single midrib, in that case such leaf is called as pinnately compound leaf. And if the incision take place in the leaf which is multicoasted, that means the leaf have multiple midrib, in that case such leaf is called palmately compound leaf. In this video, I am going to focus on first type of compound leaf, that is pinnately compound leaf. Okay, so here I have mentioned the topic of discussion is pinnately compound leaf, and there are four different type of this type of leaf, that is unipinnate, bipinnate, tripinnate and decompound. Okay, now unipinnate is again divided into two type, that is peripinnate and imperipinnate, and then bipinnate, tripinnate and decompound. The example of peripinnate is tamarindus, then imperipinnate is azadirachta or neem plant, bipinnate is mimosa, tripinnate is moringa or drumstick, and the compound leaf example is coriander. So all these four are the type of pinnately compound leaf. Okay. Now remember that pinnately compound leaf means leaf having single midrib. There are first type of this pinnately compound leaf is unipinnate. What is unipinnate? Okay, so in this type of leaf, name suggests uni means single. Single cut is present in the lamina or leaf blade, and due to the single incision, a structure is produced called pinny or leaflet. Okay, suppose this is the midrib of the leaf and the lower portion is petiole. Suppose this portion is petiole, the portion which connect lip blade with the lip base is petiole. Now the petiole have midrib and now midrib have lamina. Okay, suppose this is the lamina of the leaf. Now in case of peripinnate, a cut is produced at several points in the lamina, and due to which such structures are produced. Now these structures are called pinny or leaflet, and this branch which is midrib is now called as rachis. Okay, so this half of the leaf is showing the normal leaf which is simple type of leaf, but due to the incision, now this leaf is converted into such structure and now it become peripinnate leaf. Okay, so same type of pinny is present on this part of the leaf too. Okay. And if number of pinnae present on the rachis or on the midrib, this rachis is nothing but the midrib. Then if the total number of pinnae is even, that means 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, in that case such lip is called as peripinnate lip. Okay, remember this thing. If total number of leaflet or total number of pinnae on the middle portion or on the rachis is even, in that case it is called as peripinnate leaf, and well known example is Tamarindus. Okay, now if the total number of this leaflet is odd, okay, now in that case the lip is called imperipinnate. Okay, so in this case you can observe pairing of the pinnae similar to the peripinnate lip, but the difference is that at the tip of lip you can find one more pinnae, and due to this pinnae which is present at the tip of the lip, now total number of leaflet or pinnae in this type of lip become odd, and due to which it is called as imperipinnate leaf. The example of imperipinnate leaf is Azadirachta or neem plant. Rose plant also show this type of arrangement of pinnae on the middle rachis. Okay, in both this case the midrib get modified and now it is called as rachis. Okay, so this peripinnate and imperipinnate is a type of unipinnate. In case of bipinnate, okay, bi means two, two incision or two cuts are present in the lamina. Okay, suppose this is midrib, and now midrib have first incision which produce structure like this. Now every pinnae have its own branch vein in the lamina. Okay, now this is the first cut, and now second cut occur or second incision occur in this lamina. So now if I draw second cut here, you can see now this is the mid vein, and now second cut produce such type of lip. That means this second incision occur in this lamina or lip plate, and due to which small pinnae produce on the branch. So similar structures produce in every leaflet. And now the structure which is produced due to second incision is called as pinnules. Okay, so you can draw similar structure on every leaflet. Okay, and now the example of this type of plant is a mimosa. The central main axis is called as rachis, and the midrib or the branch which is present in the leaflet, this branch is now called as rachilla. Okay, now the leaflet which initially present now bear small leaves on them, and now these small structures are called pinnules. Okay, so what type of changes occur in the leaf when bipinnate convert or monopinnate or unipinnate convert into bipinnate? The first thing is that rachis is present in both the cases. Rachis have pinny, okay, but after second incision, the pinny again converted into smaller structure which is called pinnulus. And now pinnulus is present on the secondary branch and this branch is called rachilla. That means pinny present on rachis while pinnules present on rachilla. Okay, so this is the second type of leaf, okay, which is come under pinnately compound leaf, that is bipinnate. If another incision take place or another cut take place in the pinnules, in that case tripinnate leaf is produced. Okay, so suppose this is petiole. Now midrib or rachis, and the rachis have number of branches. These branches are called rachilla. Okay, so the middle branch is rachis and these branches are rachilla. Now we know that this type of structures or pinnules are present on rachilla. Now third cut take place in the pinnules and due to which this thing happened. This is the main branch or central line of the pinnules, and now due to the cutting of the pinnules this type of structure produced. Okay, so this type of small structure produced from every pinnules, and this is happened due to third incision. You can draw similar structure on every branch. Okay, so now this type of structure get converted into such things due to third incision, and this small leaflet like structure which is produced due to third incision is now called as pinnules. Okay, so you can see here, first due to first incision lamina convert into pinny, due to second incision pinny converts into pinnules or pinnules, and due to the third incision pinnules converted into pinnules. Okay, that means pinnules is the product of second incision while pinnules is the product of third incision. Okay, you can draw same structure to complete the diagram of tripinnate leaf. And so on. The example of this is moringa or drumstick. And if the incision in the main lamina take place more than 3 times, then it is not called as quadripinnate or tetrapinnate, but it is called as decompound. Okay, because such type of leaf is very difficult to draw, as due to the many incision very small structures are produced. Okay, but for understanding purpose this is the midrib. Okay, then the branches on the midrib, which is this, okay, the branch which lead to the pinny, the branch produced due to the first incision, then in this leaf second incision produce this type of branches. Each branch is nothing but the leaflet, and due to the next incision again branches are produced like this. And due to the fourth incision, now this branch again have small structures. So this is very complex leaf structure, mainly observed in the plant like coriander or radish. Okay. So all these are the four important type of pinnately compound leaf. In first case, pinnately compound leaf is differentiated into unipinnate. It is the type of leaf in which single incision take place in the lamina, and due to the cut, this type of structure produced in the central line, this line is called rachis, which is nothing but the midrib, and the structure which is produced due to the single incision is called pinny. Okay, and now there are two types, peripinnate and imperipinnate. In peripinnate, even number of pinny is present on the rachis, while in case of imperipinnate, odd number of pinny is present on the rachis. If second incision take place in this pinny, in that case, bipinnate leaf is produced, and that lead to pinnulus production. Okay, and well-known example of this is mimosa. Then due to the third incision, this type of structures are produced, and this structure are called pinnulules. An example is moringa. While the third case, more than three incision occur, and the leaf is called as decompound leaf. Example is coriander. The decompound leaf showing very thin, small green structure. So I have drawn this type of structure here just for the understanding purpose. So in this lecture, we have discussed in detail about the pinnately compound leaf. In my next lecture, I am going to focus on next type of compound leaf, that is palmately compound. Thank you.